if you guys saw all the crazy, stupid stuff that I do in these videos, I feel like that's not to get ready for them. Laugh your ass off. Huge hands. I have my camera set at a weird angle or something. Man hands. Did you see that? You see that Seinfeld episode with the man hands? The you know, where they. So being a YouTubian, YouTubeite. Not gonna say YouTuber. Not gonna do it. So being a person that puts out videos on the YouTubes, the biggest question I get, other than my crazy looking fly tying vise, is what kind of camera gear do you use to shoot your videos? So I've been planning on this video for probably a year of going over my video setup, but I thought, you know, why don't I call in a solid from some of the other YouTubians that are way better than I am at all this video stuff. So these videos, yes, videos. This is going to be a two-part series. So for these videos, I called in a solid. And I got in touch with so many video people. Not just YouTube people, but just people that do videos. So I sent all these messages out. And I was like, hey, I'd like for you to send clips. I'd like for you to send clips. I'd like for you to send clips. Turns out I got some fantastic stuff. So for the next two videos, this is what we're going to go over. We've got YouTubers. We've got, like, I don't know if they're social video people that you've seen. So if you can do them a favor and show some appreciation for what they do, there are links in the description of this video that will give you all the information on what they use, how to find them on social media, how to subscribe to them on YouTube, and I hate to do this. Subscribe to them on YouTube. It's a big thing. It's a really good thing. It helps them. It helps their channel. While you're at it, subscribe to this channel. That's not typically something that I do or say, but it's a thing. It's a thing. This video is going to be mostly everybody else. I'll put my stuff in the next video and do a whole thing. Kick back and relax and watch some of the best YouTubers in the fly fishing, fly tying world tell you what gear they use.
What's going on, everybody? Gunnar here. Brian asked if I could share a little bit about my camera gear, my lighting, my mic, all the stuff that I use to film my videos. So I'm going to grab my camera box and we'll run out to some better lighting, and I'll give you guys a lowdown on all the gear I use and what I use it for. So my bread and butter is kind of fly tying tutorials, fly tying instruction, but I also do a little bit of camera stuff for fishing and fishing videos and on the water type stuff. So on what I'm currently using, which you guys can't see, is a GoPro Hero 7 Black. That's what I do all of this kind of stuff with in my tying tutorials, when you can see me kind of as if you're in my office kind of perspective. That's what I'm using, but I also use it basically to film all of my fishing videos. Usually leave it on a tripod in the boat and just use it for basically my main camera. Anytime you see my stills on Instagram or anything like that, I'm using a Canon. This is a T5i body. It's the lens that came with it. It's the EFS 18 to 55 millimeter here. The other lens I use, which is a much more professional lens, this is the EFS 60 millimeter, also a Canon, but this is also what I film all of my close-ups in my tying videos with. So you'll see my tying videos, I have two cameras. I got the GoPro, and then I have something zoomed in on the fly, and that is this lens right here, the EFS 60. So this is new to me, but it's a Tascam. This is a DR-10L, and it just is a clip-on mic. And so I have just really high quality audio now in all of my tying videos, except for when I'm tying with like a 20-mile-an-hour cross breeze, which happens every once in a while, like in Mexico. I do have some big old kind of overhead lights that I set up. One of these big old things. You shove a light in there and then you put a big diffuse piece of film over it so that everything's not overexposed, and that's how you get that nice clean lighting. That's just it. I just keep it simple. And then, yeah, if you're ever curious, I manage all my social media pages with a flip phone. Not true. I have an iPad. Unplug yourselves. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope that gives you a little perspective on just what I use to make my videos. Thanks for watching. Hope that helps you out.
Hey, I'm Ben. I'm a huge fly fisherman. Let's talk about my camera setup. If you've seen my videos, you know that they're super basic, kind of like your girlfriend. Everything I do is pretty ghetto. There's no professionalism to it at all, but it works. My videos are more about content than production quality. It's real simple. All I'm using is a GoPro 9 and my iPhone. It's an iPhone 12, no big deal. I use the GoPro 99% of the time, and then I use the camera phone when I need to do stuff close up. The GoPro's not so good for that. Oh yeah, I do use a drone sometimes. It's a Mavic Air. It's pretty sweet. It's probably smarter than I am. So that's it. It's pretty simple. It works for me. If you get a chance, check out my videos over at Huge Fly Fisherman, and stay huge.
Hey everybody, I'm Matt O'Neill with Savage Flies, and first I want to say thanks to Brian from Fly Fishing the Ozarks for putting together this collaboration of lots of us YouTube fly tyers out there. I can walk you through my process and talk about some of the hardware, the cameras and lighting and whatnot that I use. So first off, let's talk about the camera. The one you're looking at me through right now, it's a very basic, just a Canon M50, a standard vlogger's camera. I picked it up off the shelf from Best Buy, and I couldn't even tell you the specs of the lens this thing came with because it's the basic one, and it's always worked for me, so I'm sticking with it. Now for the microphone, I just use a wired lavalier. I have it plugged right into the camera, reaching across my bench, up my shirt, clipped on right here. This model is a Boya lavalier mic, and it's about $20 on Amazon, but the sound quality coming from something like this, it's really about 10 times better than what's coming out of the camera. Now that's the setup I use for the talking head part, like I'm doing right now, and usually it's the introductions or maybe a DIY part of a video I'm creating, but for the actual fly, I just use a camcorder. So let me show you what I have here. This is a Sony Handycam. It's a 4K capable, but I usually record in 1080p. This one is the FDR AX33. Again, straight off the shelf from Best Buy, not a real high-end camera, but it works pretty well for what I use it for. Now I'll have this camera literally about 4 or 5 inches in front of my vise. Got the vise right here, pretty much where I would normally have it when I'm tying, but then I'll use a backdrop. I'll have something like this, just a small piece of plywood I built with a couple of different color backgrounds, and I will have it sitting right here so that you don't see my shirt or buttons or anything like that when I'm recording. You've got the camcorder 5 inches in front of that, you've got a vise, then 4 or 5 inches behind that, you've got the backdrop. Now for the lighting, my setup is pretty much just as simple. I've got one tying light above, which is just a utility light. I got it from Home Depot. I've got an LED bulb that screws in it. It's hanging from its own cord. Now I've also got a main light right here. It's kind of a big softbox. I think it's an ESD. Not a very expensive product. Also picked that up off Amazon. So that gives the bulk of the light onto me or onto the fly when I'm tying. I've got an LED barn door light over here, which this one is just, gives you the fill. So you see this, a little bit dark right there. Just keep that on, and then it just kind of lights up, you know, most of the foreground here. Got one more light that I use right here. This is a small LED Godox, which you can adjust the intensity or the color temperature. Now I have this maybe 4 or 5 inches in front of the fly, kind of beside the camera, just looking right up on it. Just gives it a little bit more pop when I'm filming. And that's it for the lighting. It's a really simple setup. You know, I've got 2 basic cameras, a very simple microphone, and then 3 lights. Now I hope y'all got something out of watching these clips of how, you know, several fly tyers create YouTube videos. And again, I say, if you're thinking about getting into this, go for it. It's been a lot of fun for me. And thanks to Brian for putting this together. I really appreciate it. I know a lot of the other tyers do too. Y'all take care.
What's up, y'all? Alvin here, and this is a setup that I use to film my fly tying videos. Alright, so my main camera, that one there, is the one that would be the tight shot right on the vise. And that is a Sony a6600 with an 18-105 zoom lens on it. I usually try to get it as close to the vise as I can and put it on the maximum zoom, so at 105. Once I get it set and focus, I lock the focus, so I'll switch over to manual focus so it's not switching back and forth while I'm moving stuff around. So it stays focused right on the vise and right on the fly. My B cam, or the one that you'll see my face on, is Sony A7C. I do have a mic on top. I think this is a Rode Video Micro. And speaking of talking, I use a lav mic, and I've got the Cermele Blink B2 Pro setup, which is really nice. So I have the receiver attached to the A6600 over there. I've got my lav on here, and I've got a transmitter that's in my pocket that you can't see. Okay, for lighting, keep it pretty simple. I've got one Pixel C100 light, and I've got a newer 36-inch light dome with the grid. That was pretty inexpensive on Amazon. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Maybe go check out my channel, Alvin Dedeaux Fly Fishing. And in the meantime, good luck on the water.
What is up, everybody? I am Joe Cermele, the senior fishing editor at The Meat Eater, host of the Bent podcast. And some of you guys might remember an old show of mine called Hook Shots. Well, nowadays, I am hosting, editing, and still doing a lot of the shooting for my new show at Meat Eater called B-Side Fishing. So for B-Side, my camera game has stepped up just slightly from what it used to be, which was pretty much just whatever the most expensive camcorder at Best Buy happened to be. But not a ton, because part of my deal, part of my belief with video content that I've always made has always been that if you can tell a good story and you can sort of engage an audience, people like to watch you, you don't need the most expensive cameras on the planet to get it done. So the main camera that we're using for B-Side is a Sony HXR MC88, and that's paired with an ECM VG1 shotgun mic. This combo is certainly a step up from what you buy in a consumer electronics store, but it's not outrageously expensive at all. Truth be told though, I think we use our iPhones to film B-Side fishing as much as we use that Sony, because there's no denying that the iPhone has a pretty incredible video camera in it. And I just have a regular old iPhone 11. I don't make enough money to buy the one with the 12 lenses in it. And of course, mostly just for B-roll purposes, I lean pretty hard on GoPros. And I've got a pile of them, so many that I almost consider them disposable at this point. Now, because I'm shooting outside 95% of the time, I don't really pay too much attention to lighting. I only really think about it when I'm doing something like this inside, or on the rare occasion that I shoot a really close focus fly tying video or something. And what I lean on when I need lighting is a desk lamp from Staples. It's invaluable, really. I can dim it. I can tilt it forward to light myself like I'm doing right now. See how much less professional this looks? I can lower it to light something perhaps like here. Anyway, I hope some of you guys found this useful. Remember, it is my belief that what you're teaching, how you're presenting it, how you present yourself, how you tell the story is what makes a video great, not necessarily what you're using to shoot it with.
Hey guys, what's up? Matt here from Loon Outdoors. I'm here today with Brian Wise, Fly Fishing the Ozarks, and we're talking about filming, fly tying, and what the setups are. My setup might be a little bit more unique than other people's. We also do live YouTube videos. They go to Facebook, stuff like that. So I'm running a program, a setup called Sling Studio, and there's a small white box, which is our brain of the operations, if you will. But the brain speaks to my iPad, which turns into my switching board. And these are all connected wirelessly to these controllers over here that plug into, we have 1, 2, and a third up top. Canon, they're like camcorders, but they're 4K, they're like $300 to $400, highly economical. We run a wireless microphone up top for audio, and the cool thing is 3 camera angles then are synced into this box, recorded simultaneously onto an SD card, and are easily uploadable for editing. So the other operation here is we do Loon Live, and that also goes to Instagram, so it kind of adds another layer into what we're seeing. So you're not only streaming simultaneously to YouTube, but also Instagram. So I just run a little desktop. This one's a Sunpack. Manfrotto makes one. And I like my cell phone holders that have a screw lock. It gives me perfect amount of tension. The phone's not going to move. Nothing's making this thing get out of this case or holder. I actually run an Android phone. I run like a S10. The cool thing is it allows this program to be run called Dex. What Dex does is it basically turns your laptop into your cell phone, control everything via a mouse, and then stream to you guys, and I have a larger screen to see comments, questions, concerns, and heckling. So this is just a really basic rundown. Again, simple light, 3 cameras, pretty cool switching system. But anyways, guys, thank you for watching my little tour of my tying corner for filming. And if you have any questions, be sure to reach out to Brian or I. We'll be happy to help you and answer whatever we can.
Thank you for watching this first video. I'm excited. It's been fun to put these clips together. I edited most of them, not all of them, but some of them. And like I said, please subscribe to their channels and my channel. It really helps everybody a lot. We kind of figured out there's not a lot of collaborating in the fly tying, fly fishing YouTube video world. So we wanted to do something together. So yeah, this is a lot of fun. Stay tuned for the next one. We're doing several more, and I'll be in on that one, if you even care. Whatever. But seriously, thanks for watching.